What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? 29-year-old Deshaun Kizzy was armed with a gun when he was shot dead by a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy. But it didn't have to happen. You see, Deshaun was not a threat. Yeah, he had a gun, but he was not reaching for that gun. That gun had fell on the ground. They gunned him down, fam. They shot him in the back as he ran away. Here's the backstory. From what can be pieced together, apparently the police pulled him over as he was riding his bicycle for a traffic infraction. He ditched the bike, takes off and run with clothes in his hands. At some point, the gun drops. He continues to run. They open fire. Shoot him in the back. Dead. Fam, I get it. He had a gun. But having a gun, being in possession of a gun and reaching for a gun or pointing a gun at an officer is two different things. If he's in possession of a gun and he is not reaching for that gun to cause bodily harm to the police officer, if he's not pointing that gun at a cop, he's no danger to the cop. Not at that moment. And at that moment, at the time that they shoot, is when they're supposed to be so-called afraid, have their life endangered some way, somehow. American lawmakers are very hypocritical and greedy. I'll explain the greedy part later. They legalize guns, then give the police a pass for shooting people who are in possession of a gun. They legalize alcohol, then arrest people for DUI after they leave a bar. I think it's one big old hustle to get you coming and going. They're so greedy they want to sell you the gun, then make money off of any destruction you may cause with the gun. Or if they just catch you in violation, any type of little minor violation, infraction, where you got the gun and it's in your glove compartment, but it's not really supposed to be there. It's supposed to be at your house, or it's in your trunk, but you're not supposed to have the clip inside of it. They got all kinds of little old bitty rules and stuff. And then the laws vary state to state. Same thing with alcohol. We'll sell the alcohol to you. But then if you get caught with it on your breath, or you get caught with an open container, you get caught with it in your car, we're gonna lock you up, put a charge on you. Coming and going. Why would they do that? For the love of money. Yeah. Being a lobbyist in America pays big time. The police, they love the idea of the Second Amendment, but not for everybody else, especially black people. Now, this is one of the few cases where a black person actually had a weapon and they killed him. Usually, they don't even wait to check and see if it's a gun involved or any type of weapon or whatever. They just start shooting. I thought, any kind of movement, I thought, well, I only have a split second to choose. And some fool on my IG responded to Donald Trump's comments regarding Jacob Blake's case, where the officer shot him in the back several times. And Trump likened it to a mistake that a golfer would make on a short putt. He compared a man's cold-blooded murder to a mistake that a golfer might make. The problem with that is that you cannot reverse death. It's final. We're talking about a human being, man. We're not talking about somebody taking a damn wrong turn or making a mistake, playing games. This is life and death. And these people out here just gunning folks down. You know, just how they feel. It just depends on how they feel. They're gunning folks down, and then they just figure out any kind of way to justify it. They just start anything that they can do to muddy the water, to confuse people. They just do it and try to justify. They try to fix it any way they can. Every single time. It's never just a simple situation where, yep, this happened, like where collectively everybody can look at it objectively and say, you know, yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I mean, you can't argue that. You can't even argue that. Just like with the George Floyd case. Everybody watched this officer purposely put his knee on this man's neck and heard this man beg for his life for over 4 minutes. And then when he became motionless, he continued to leave his knee on that man's neck for several more minutes, knowing he was being filmed. You know why? Because he knew that there were corrupt deplorables out there who would vouch for him, who would make excuses, who would make sure that justice was circumvented, because that's how they rock. This was cold-blooded murder. They did not have to shoot that man. He's running away. He's not a threat. He's running away. Hey, on top of that, he had a gun, but the gun dropped. That's all the excuse they needed to go in and do what they wanted to do anyway. R.I.P. Deshaun Kizzy. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Yeah.